one's emotional state is never a justification for
Nicely
your
said.
actions.
I'm right with you.
And in the if Aaron or if Josh was that upset with, or if Aaron was that upset with Josh's provocation, he could have walked away and filed the complaint himself, saying, "Listen, I feel like all this provocation is I don't know how to handle it any better, and it could have gotten out of hand. It could have been escalated, and maybe even just the badgering could have been considered a form of threat." So
I don't think just because you run away to your little bed means like no one can talk to you. I'm pretty against that whole thing. I wasn't here. I didn't hear how loud he was, but I know how Josh can get. And I know how like Aaron will try to be a really calm dude, but at the same time, he's not. So it's like, that's conflicting, man.
So both parties, I feel like, are pretty guilty in a sense, but
as far as
ultimately,
the specific charge.
Ultimately, this is a claim brought up against Aaron, so we have to act.
I don't really have an opinion on it. I think it's a bunch of bullshit regardless. Personally, on my opinion, if someone were to keep provoking me, I probably would have done the same thing Aaron did. So I can't really speak. So whatever you guys agree on. If you
there's a difference
won't leave me alone, I will do an action to make you leave me alone. I won't physically harm you, but I will make you leave my premise. Especially when I walk away to my place. But like we all said, none of us were there. I don't know what the truth of it is I don't know what happened after, like everybody said, Aaron was calm about it. My personal, and I mean, I can see both sides. If I was Josh, I mean, clearly there was big handwriting on it. But in Aaron's defense, I do work in the kitchen. When you're trying to prepare a meal for 15 people, you work kind of fast. You don't really look over what the ingredients. Plus, it's one thing when it's a condiment. You know what I mean? It's not. It's a quick thing.
I mean, he's guilty, I think, but it could have been an accident.
Yes,
could have been.
It could have been.
He knows those ingredients before he starts making it. So you're making coleslaw.
Yeah, but you're going off condiments, man. Those things have been in. I mean, there's been mustard in there since Red has been here. So it's it's iffy.
It is iffy.
But my thing is, I don't know how. Aaron was calm about it from the get-go. He did apologize. That can be taken two ways, especially with Josh's attitude. But I can see both sides because, yes, Aaron could say, I'll pay for it, but in the same sense, I could look at that and say, that's not justified for me. I'm still irritated.
That wasn't what he was trying to hear.
Exactly.
Yeah. That was just good for Aaron at the moment because Aaron wanted to get away from it.
Yep.
But
which I think is a great try.
It was a good try.
That being
great
said,
try.
Personally, I think that would have been fine for a lot of us, but they have the underlying issues.
Exactly. They have a
So
passion.
Josh saw that as more of like.
Which sadly we're not allowed to really understand.
Yeah.
Because I got a clue.
Josh saw that more of like you're just trying to run away from the situation. Like, no, you need to see why this is wrong.
Let's just focus on this one.
No, and I totally agree on that. Like I said, I think I'll leave it to you guys because I'm kind of one-sided on this already.
Let's just do a quick.
Well, let me just say, I do agree with you. I probably would have reacted the same way, like you said. If you're not going to leave my space, I'm going to make you leave my space. But in that same breath, I do understand that in acting in such a way, I am breaking law, just like out there.
Well, that's the
I
thing.
know
There's
it's
usually
totally illegal.
understanding the response, but like it doesn't mean
I know it's totally
you're
illegal
gonna
for me to
do
hit
it.
you in your face. But if I feel like I want to hit you in the face, I'm understanding that I'm probably going to go to jail, and I find that risk to be something I would tolerate. And I
say stuff. I know.
But we all understand that that's
We've all
a
been
rule.
there.
He knows it's a rule, so he was okay with breaking that rule.
But let's not forget, I think we have a lot of credible witnesses that came up, and I do want to point out the last one we did here, which was Bella. And I honestly think that was probably the clearest
I thought so too.
and the most
The
remembered
exact
statement.
verbatim.
Yes,
I thought so.
verbatim. And how she did recall numerous times. Aaron did not get upset. Aaron did not curse. Aaron did apologize. And we do know Aaron for being that guy that would usually is a pretty short fuse. So I think he has taken a big step on trying to work that. I mean, I think Aaron 2 weeks ago would have said, go fuck yourself. I don't care about your mayonnaise. Get away from me.
Yeah.
Compared to, I'm sorry. I will buy you a new one. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Josh did walk away. And at that point, I think that's a dead situation. Now, I don't want to put myself back in this, but if someone were to walk away, I would consider that a dead issue. It was resolved. Now, coming back at me will restart a fire, will piss me off even more because now you're just irritating me. How many times is this person going to walk away and come back, walk away and come back? So maybe the second time wasn't a good enough reason to blow up, and I wouldn't even say blow up, and I will point out how Bella said he did not physically shove, he did not poke in a hard way, he just was more using it as what's the word I'm looking for?
Well, he
Touch. But it wasn't a
No,
poke?
it was how he was
I
describing
don't.
how
I don't
Josh
think
was
the
making
threat
him
is
feel.
connected to what the physical action was. Is my thing. Like,
You mean how he said, "I will
yeah, I
beat
think
your
you're.
ass"?
Yeah, I think
And
the
then
threat is
afterwards.
separate.
And the
then
funny
I don't.
thing
But I
is-
don't think that was him starting to beat his
Yes.
ass or anything.
No,
Okay,
that was-
that's
And
important.
in Bella's statement, she said she didn't even hear Aaron say, "I'm going to beat your
Yeah,
ass." She
it's
heard him
just
say,
people who
are
do
going to."
that.
That's a
Yeah.
different thing altogether.
Will get their ass beat. But it's still
when
the
Josh
implication
came back
of
and
it.
said,
That's right.
"Is that a threat?" Aaron
It said yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
But that being said, also, like you just pointed out, what Bella said is, Aaron never said, "I will beat your ass." People that keep doing what you're doing get their ass beat. Now, by saying, "Is that a threat?" Yeah, in a way. Is that a direct threat? No, it's not. That's just saying, yes, that's a threat.
No, but Aaron also kind of dug his own grave by saying, like, yes, that's a threat.
That's true. That's true.
So that's.
if he could have said no,
All right,
No.
we
Cal-
got-
Cal
we
hasn't
got-
gotten
we
to
got
speak
something.
yet.
Go for it, Cal.
Yeah, well, like I like to say, I think both of them behaved really poorly, right? I do think that Aaron's guilty of both charges. He, did admit to doing the threat and, escalated the situation. I thought he did great with the try, mad points. I would recommend that Aaron go on record for being, verbal,
a verbal
and that
threat.
both of them get anger management for an hour with our friend Amanda
I think
separately.
that's a pretty good.
That's
You know,
good.
but
yeah.
but Aaron only goes on record if they both agree to do the anger management. Because see, if Josh is like, "I'm not doing anger management because this was all him,"
Yeah,
then
yeah.
Aaron gets off clean.
I agree.
I
I
like
like the
that.
anger management, but this is a rule, and we need to set an example
Okay.
immediately because this is the first one that's come to the court, and this is one
Well,
of
but
our
the thing is,
first
we
rules
haven't
we've had.
determined any penalties other than putting
Right
people
after
on
this, we're
record.
determining
He's
those.
also getting a lesser sentence though too, because we've all just found him guilty, and in normal circumstances with the laws that we set before this, he'd have to pack
He
his crate.
had to
and
pack
leave.
his crate.
Oh my
I've
gosh.
got, I've
So-
got 2 punishments.
Okay.
And this is my week. I'm
He's
gonna
gonna
open
dislike
it
one
up.
of
It's his week.
punishments.
I'm gonna open
I'm
it
just
up
saying you're gonna
to-
dislike it.
I don't like
Am I
the term
trouble?
punishment, so
No,
this is
you'll
a
dislike it.
productive punishment, and it's something that needs to get done,
Just
and it's
stating
on the to-do
you
list,
won't like it.
and it needs to happen. So,
Let him know your punishment.
well, we're gonna open the floor up. I want to hear what everybody has to say. Ultimately, I'll be able to make the decision, but I want to hear what everybody's got to say. I've heard a lot of like, put him in jail, do this, do that. It's like stupid shit. Shun him, stupid shit.
I'm just stating. I know one of your punishments. is
There's
the
2.
way-
If it's a girl that breaks the law, dishes, and she has the option to till. If it's a guy that breaks the law, till.
Well,
See,
I don't like it.
Right.
Here's what it is. If anyone gets punished here, I'm going to do whatever they're doing. Does that make sense? So if he's tilling, I'm going to be tilling, even if there's something else I'd rather be doing.
That's
I think
fine.
that's a fair punishment. I don't care what punishment it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do whatever they're doing because I don't condone punishment in any way.
I'm with you.
I like mine much better because I want them both to go to anger
Well, it should be
management.
both.
Well, it should
They
be
both
both,
go,
but
but
also
not
like
together.
why? I mean,
Something needs
we
to
know that
happen.
tilling needs to be done, but like why?
don't-
That place already has enough of a negative connotation.
Let's have a joy-filled
Like,
tilling. That's beautiful.
Why give it even more
That's
negative?
right.
It doesn't have to be a
connotation?
negative thing,
But it's going to be a
something
negative
has
thing
to
because
happen.
If it's punishment,
you're
it's
calling
negative.
it a punishment.
It's more productive to give someone a sentence that's going to rehabilitate the issue from ever happening
Yeah.
again, as opposed to just busting their ass for a little while. Sucks.
I know,
It's like
that
getting a
doesn't-
fine.
That
It
doesn't
sucks.
fix the
But you
underlying
So
kinda
you
just do
threaten
it
people,
again.
and all you gotta do is sit down for an hour?
No,
I mean, that's
but
what
you
I'm
got-
trying to
if you
say,
make
that
a
it's
really-
gotta be something.
Well, I mean, can't we threaten them back?
Let me throw something out here. I think we'll do a duel. You do your hour of your anger management, your piece.
Mhm.
Whoever is found guilty does the tilling, but I feel like to make it easier and to kind of get more deep into it, there are, and like Cal says, I mean, there's numerous of us that won't mind going out there and tilling with the person,
That doesn't have
but
to be a
talking
bad
with
thing.
the person.
I love it.
And talking about why they got frustrated or what was the reason for their explosion.
Beautiful.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Getting deeper into
We
it.
can make it positive. There just has to be something. I don't know any other words to pun. It's just something has to happen.
I think
Something.
that
We can't
us
just sit
threatening
down
them
and
back.
man it. That's
you are on
awesome.
charge. If any threats happen again, that's it. Like you already got off really easy because we convicted you of the offense, and the offense is being let out, is being
Yeah.
discarded. We're letting you off easy. I think that cutting edge is
I'm gonna start.
punishment
I'm
enough.
gonna
you know?
start
Yeah.
writing this down so that we can deliver a statement.
All right, so
Although,
the end
if
of
you
all
want him
this?
to till, I'd love to get tilling done. I
Well,
don't
let's
like it
just
being a
first, can we
punishment.
take
There has
the
to be a
vote?
punishment. Something. There has to be something.
A
man.
repercussion
I'm telling
is
you,
the word you're
it
looking
went
for.
from getting kicked
Man.
out of this place to sitting with
For
a
a
manager.
proud
and
guy like Aaron, going being to anger management class.
I
is
think we can do a
punishment.
nice. I think we
It's gotta
can
be
do a
both.
nice.
I love that. I love because I'm trying to make something positive out of it.
That's
But
serious.
I think we
You
can
can't
marry
just
the
walk
two, you
around
guys. We
friendly.
can do
We can
both.
marry the two.
We
But
don't.
also
I
keep
mean,
in mind that
come
this is
to
our
a-
first time ever sentencing anything, really. You know, like, why not
even
give
that
it a
big of
shot?
punishment. He's been wanting to till forever.
Yeah, but humiliation is a big punishment, and going to anger management class, you have to. But if Josh doesn't agree, there's nothing. Everyone's off scot-free.
Okay, well, let's
Both
at
sides.
least first take our vote of
Guilty
what
or
we
not
think our
guilty?
verdict is.
Okay,
Guilty.
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 Okay. As far as a statement before issuing any kind of sentence,
Well, you should say guilty or not guilty because then we would be technically a hung jury, right? If we're not all. I mean, are we doing a majority?
It comes down to majority at this point, so
It's majority.
It's
Let's just go with
I come from a different area, so I don't find this that threatening to me. But
Oh, neither. I've been in more fights than I can count. But
Yeah, I
this
don't.
is-
I
this
don't
is
think. But this
utopia,
is
we
just
need to
taking
fucking
the raw
figure it out.
facts.
I agree. I'm not
Just taking the
disagreeing
raw
with
facts of what happened. Okay, so. We all
so
find
I
him guilty.
do
Now we're trying to
include
figure
our
out.
statement that we what?
While we
Guilty?
find Aaron guilty, we do congratulate him
We-
on making an
we-
initial effort
We do recognize Aaron's efforts
Yep.
to defuse the situation.
He knows he's
and to
wrong. He admitted that he could have handled it better. You know? It's clearly why he's not being thrown out because it wasn't that big. of a crime.
If he'd admit it, I'd have more trouble with it too.
Yeah.
You know.
And Josh,
calmly.
And we do-
verbatim, needs to clean up his fucking mayonnaise because that's gross.
Hold on, let me finish that. What do you have?
Okay, so while we do commend
I'll
Aaron's
mention too
efforts
that- did you
to
what? That's liquid mayonnaise.
to
right?
handle
It
the
had water in
situation
it.
calmly.
Mayonnaise is
Initially,
goo.
we have to put
That's
initially
like liquid.
because he
You
didn't
know.
ultimately handle it calmly.
Okay. However, a physical threat of violence was made, and so we find him guilty.
That's not even the case.
And then while we understand that
That's why Mike was like,
Josh
"Get that
was
mayonnaise out of
the
here." That's the threat.
prosecutor.
Well, we do understand that while Josh, we do believe that Josh was provoking Aaron. However, we don't think that one's emotional state,
Steve's playing.
Well, I
regardless
just
of.
want Josh to know too that the constant provocation isn't okay either.
Well,
It's just
No.
as bad.
Okay,
talking about.
so but maybe the jury would urge both parties that one's emotional state is never a justification for one's actions, whether one's actions are to provoke someone,
Yeah.
to yell at someone, to curse at someone, or to threaten someone.
You just have to
What
make
is
sure people are acting like
as
adults, real
Cal
adults.
points out, both parties have to go to anger management,
Okay.
And
but do not state that if one.
Hang on.
If Josh says no, then both parties are off because then he's obviously going to say.
That's what I think. And
I'll read this
for
back to you
everything, not
guys.
even on
Hang
record. That's what I say. You're not gonna be okay with that though, because you want there to be a punishment for sure.
I think it should be on
Yes,
record.
it's got
No
to
matter
stay
what,
on.
he's on
It's got to
record.
stay on record.
It's got
We have to have it for a record.
Okay.
'Cause this isn't the first time he's done it, so he would
I'm
have
just
been on
scared
record a
Josh
few
will
times.
agree to do anger management. He's gonna want to do it.
Okay, so
think Josh knows
we
he
find
blew up.
guilty, and so then as far as the sentence, and I think we need to run this by the Tina CC
Yeah.
first.
We want both parties to go
Okay.
to
Separately.
anger management
You know,
separately.
Both
separate
parties.
And a simple hour in a
So
garden.
okay,
with the
first and
crew.
foremost,
Not by
Aaron,
yourself.
hang on. First
with
and
the crew.
foremost, Aaron will go down on record. Okay.
I like that. I can work with that.
Okay, so first and foremost, Aaron
I
will
like
go on
that. I can work
record
with that.
as having issued a
Thank you.
physical threat of violence. Both parties will be going separately to Amanda for anger management. For what? An hour?
An hour.
Yeah.
For 1 hour today, or this week, or
Whenever the TNCC
Tomorrow.
feels good about it.
What's
Today's
tomorrow,
a big
Friday?
day.
Whenever
or
Amanda's
Friday?
available.
Yeah.
Today's a big
Tomorrow,
day.
tomorrow.
somebody-
Tomorrow ain't gonna work.
How
for
about
Aaron.
Monday?
Monday.
I said
On Monday.
Monday's a
Yep.
good
Monday,
time.
yeah. None of
Monday's-
these days have
yeah.
any open time.
Mhm.
And knowing
Yeah,
Aaron, he'll be out there for
loud
2-3 hours just to prove a point.
And then
Okay,
since
so
Aaron
he
was
promised me he'd
found
come out.
guilty,
I
should
tried
it
to
just
treat
be
him
Aaron
and
tilling?
I ain't seen his
He's been-
face.
he's been
so-
Yeah,
saying that
just
for
just
weeks.
Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
Aaron
I'm trying to
tilling
get
because
him
Josh
there.
has to do anger
I don't want to
management.
force anyone. I wanted to. It's not a punishment. Come and join us and have fun. I want
See how-
if you would agree to go
watch
with
that
him.
works.
He loves you. You know. I mean,
I will.
and talk to him about it. Be like, hey, this is an easy punishment, dude. You could have got kicked out. You should have been kicked out. You got convicted. You're so
Well, what-
lucky. You know what I mean?
Chris, Just Aaron the tilling because
No.
he's
Yeah.
the guilty
Aaron,
party?
yes.
Just Aaron.
Yeah, Josh not feeling.
Okay, and
Because Josh already has
Aaron
three
Walter,
years.
and when is this going to happen?
Busy man.
When is this going to happen?
Huh?
And when does this have to happen?
Monday as well.
Monday.
Yeah, yeah.
And we'll
We don't have
report
time.
We
to the
got too
garden
much
for
going on.
tilling
Taylor, can we
for.
get you on enforcing
I'm trying to get
that?
information for 1 hour on Monday.
Yes,
Yeah.
1 hour Monday.
And at whatever time or a specific
Yeah,
time.
whatever
or-
time. Whatever time the crew
No,
wants.
make it a
Is he gonna
specific-
is he gonna
make it a
report to
specific
somebody?
His
time.
muscles
Is he
out
gonna
there? Let's
report
make
to
it 2
somebody?
hours.
Well,
2
morning
hours
time.
could really hurt.
Just do an hour.
Different
So
somebody?
you're gonna report to Cal
Go
on
one
Monday
stay.
for
Um,
tilling duty for an
Make
hour.
it
I'll go work
10
with him.
o'clock, right after breakfast.
I wanted to hang out with him anyway.
There you go.
in the sun.
In the sun? Can it be in the
Gosh.
morning?
Cruel and unusual punishment, man.
Do it in
Hey,
the
man.
morning.
Don't threaten people. Like, what? It's simple.
That means I'm in the sun. I don't want to be out there
I'm
in the sun.
all
You're cruel,
frickin' day.
dude.
Whatever.
All right, I'll do it in the
10
sun.
a.m.
I don't care.
Okay, so report to Cal at 10 a.m.
All right.
Monday.
Report to Taylor if you would, because I don't want to be the bad guy. We're not
Oh,
tight.
so I have to do that.
Well, here, I'm.
You said you do it with him.
I'm head of the garden. Report to
But
me.
Okay,
you
report
word it
to
better.
Hex.
You gotta put me in
I don't
some
know.
bucket.
Okay,
Okay.
you guys. Report
I'm
to
head
Hex
of
at
the
10 a.m.
garden
on
because-
Monday
There you go.
You're tight.
to help with tilling for an hour.
Yeah.
And let him be known he'll be with the crew. It's not going to
Yes.
be by himself.
He's not by himself.
To help
Chain gang.
report to
Come
Hex
on.
and the garden crew
Productive
I'll do it with him.
repercussions.
tilling
I want
for
that word to be used.
an hour. Okay.
Is an hour you feel sufficient?
Can we
Hour's
add
fine.
that if they
You get a
want
lot
other
done
people
in
to
an
come to the anger management,
That's a lot.
I will gladly come to go
The
continue
route's
with
out
them. I
there
don't
for
want
like
them to be
2-3
forced to do
hours.
anything I
That's
wouldn't do.
Okay. I'll get into those details with them
And
afterwards.
can you please write these are productive repercussions?
Okay.
I like this very much.
I think the anger management needs to be in a calm
Okay, this is
area,
what I
like a
got.
waterfall or something.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
So,
Beautiful.
considering all the circumstances, we, the people of the jury, we do commend Aaron's efforts to initially handle the situation calmly. However, we do believe that a physical threat of violence was made. The evidence was substantiated that, and so we find Aaron guilty. The jury was stressed to both parties that one's emotional state is not justification for one's actions, whether those actions are to provoke, to yell, to curse, or to threaten. That regardless of how angry or calm you are, it is not a justification for what you do.
Okay.
So as far as sentencing, so Aaron is going to go on record, official public record, as having issued a threat of physical violence. Both parties will be attending 1 hour of anger management with Amanda. That will happen on Monday. That will happen individually.
Beautiful.
And per our Lord, who wishes to enact some productive repercussions, Aaron
Guilty.
will be reporting to Hex and the garden crew at 10 a.m. on Monday to help with tilling for an hour.
Boom.
Yes?
Boom.
Good job, guys. Good job,
right.
jury.
Yes.
Good job.
Find the
Good
Tina
job.
CC.
I got a piece. So
Good
bad.
job.
I can really
Find
stand
the
up.
Tina CC. We gotta
Everybody's
get everybody back together.
Ouch. Go be.
I deserve a cookie after that.
Ernesto,
No.
are you the Tina Cece still?
Sweet, that was not that painful.
No, it'd be Mike.
Be Mike. Yeah, Mike's the
It'd
Tina
still be
CC.
Mike Hex.
He's the,
It's
it's
Mike.
Mike on this one. Mike-o.
Well done, people. Well
I think
done.
that's absolutely fair. I'm very pleased. And I really hope you come because he likes you so much. You know.
No problem. 'Cause this week is way too busy
Mm-hmm.
to get busy to
Busy.
get anything done.
Yeah.
Other than
And I like it to cool off a little bit. You know, as a
oh, he's
Okay, what's up?
We got it.
off with his head.
What did you guys decide?
We have a statement, but and also suggestion for sentencing. No.
All right, so when everybody or can I just talk to you guys? I guess it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
We find Aaron guilty.
Okay,
Both counts.
We have a full statement of kind of
what to say?
what to say. So as far as sentencing that we thought was appropriate, and so Aaron's going to go on public record as having issued a threat of physical violence. We want both parties to go to anger management for 1 hour on Monday with Amanda individually.
Okay.
And then Aaron will be reporting to Hex at 10 a.m. on Monday to help with tilling in the garden for an hour with
Oh
the
my
garden
gosh.
crew.
Cruel and unusual
You think
punishment.
it's cruel and unusual?
Totally. That's like the chain gang. But
Yeah, but I'm doing it with him.
yeah. Okay.
And
So
Taylor, too, said-
No, it's not. It's not him alone. He's going to be
Yeah,
with
we're
the
going to
garden
be with the
crew.
crew.
Aaron, well,
Yeah, we're going to work with the crew.
you've been trying to get Aaron out there, haven't you?
I don't force anybody.
No,
if he
I'm
wants
kidding.
to come, he's more than welcome.
Of course not.
All right.
I didn't force him, though.
All right, so they're going to come back. I'm going to say my piece, and then you guys will say your piece and give them your
And I
sentence.
want to say, Aaron's an awesome
What's that?
lawyer.
Everybody's gotta come back, don't they?
Yeah, I think so. Hey, Bella, would you call them, and we're going to come back and finish?
Come back,
Okay.
Josh.
Does that mean the witnesses can come back too?
Yeah,
everybody.
Bring them all.
Everybody.
Okay, I'm being called.
And she's bringing food.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize that the stenographer could sit in the judge's chair at the bench.
Oh, because Ernesto wanted to get in his box.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so.
No, it's a court of fairness.
Yeah, somebody, I can't remember, threw the football earlier and it hit the light and it broke one of the. I mean, you just got to put in. Somebody's got to grab a nail and stick it back in. It was like a screw and they're not very strong.
What's today? Thursday?
Guys, all ready? Come on.
Okay, sorry.
Don't we have another meeting at like 2 or something?
At like 1:30, but we have to eat lunch. We're gonna have to push it back.
Good.
I'm dying.
Good.
Government meeting.
You're some
Government
lawyer.
meeting.
Rob. You're some lawyer. You're like
You got sound word?
you're some lawyer. You're like an excellent speaker.
Thanks,
Damn,
man.
everybody eating lunch and you just sitting around.
Cal, am I not an excellent
Rob walks out here
stenographer?
eating
You're an
a
excellent
pizza.
stenographer. But
There's
whoa,
only non-witnesses
talk about a
made a
litigator.
decision.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you joking? You're better, man.
I know. I walked in there. There was
I'm
just
hungry
food
as hell.
everywhere.
Everybody
You should have
smacking.
told us to go
I walked in there.
away.
There's food everywhere.
Thank you, though.
We should have asked
So
for
we're
some
just waiting for
made.
Bella.
Oh,
She had to go down to
There's no flavor on them.
Bella.
I'm so hungry.
Sorry.
She had to go down.
Why'd you not put the flavor in it?
I'm gonna get a piece of jerky.
Tastes like nothing.
I was thinking about.
So can I put my name on my hot dog?
Yeah. You had 2 packages, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We get Bella sent back up
Sun
here. We
kept,
got
like,
penance.
coming
I'm
out.
really hungry.
Driving it like getting hot. Like,
Thanks, man.
Thank you, Kyle.
what is it?
Jerky. It's venison. Roadkill, just saying.
Oh, no thanks.
Hell yeah.
You don't need anything, that one.
Just checking. Roadkill. It's good. I think through it carefully. Yeah. No, you want some. No, I don't.
Here she comes.
Oh, you want?
Finish.
Sure.
No, thank you. I'm good. Thank you.
I know you don't.
Oh, boy.
No, Rob, Rob. Take more.
Oh, my God.
Save the bacon, the beef grease, that's what I use
All right.
instead of butter.
So we're back.
Oh, we're going to put Bella still, right?
Yeah. Can you see it?
Yeah, here she is.
Yeah.
Okay.
My knee is broke.
So kind of in my original Constitution thing, what I thought would be kind of cool, since we don't have a totally impartial jury, is to have two bodies deciding this. One would be the TNSDC, and one would be the council. It kind of came apparent that we probably shouldn't have people who were called as witnesses or witness the event decide the fate of the alleged defendant because they might be impartial. Truth is, everybody's probably impartial here, but it's kind of like the outside world. Everybody's biased in some way. You know, you have a defense attorney who wears a tie that your husband wore and he broke up with you. And, you know, whatever it is, there's always going to be bias, and you can't quash it out completely. I like the process. Like I said, I was very impressed by both of your courage. I think it's a lot more courageous to go through something we just did now than to escalate a verbal altercation. To me, that's it's not courageous. It's just annoying, and I don't know. But I went through the elements, and I found that a verbal statement was made with credibility of evoking violence, the possibility for violence, and it seemed like it was violent. Violence could be carried out because of the proximity of you two. I also went through provocation. I think, Aaron, you really hit the nail on the head by bringing up provocation. I was impressed by that. You know, with the little bit of research I was able to do, unless you read my notes before and wrote this up, but I don't think you did. I think that a threat of violence always comes after a provocation, unless it's an insane person. If I walked up to somebody on the street and I threatened them with violence, and there was no provocation for it, I would probably be committed. Thank God that's not going on here.
Not yet.
I think, Aaron, when I'm reading the notes, like when you went up to Josh and you said, this is the same thing as what you're doing, this is provocation, that you were just proving the whole point. I'd prefer the group to be proving points than individuals to use, you're very smart. You saw exactly what was going on, and you were 100% correct by doing this. This is what you're doing to me. But I'm hoping as we march into the future, we can use the group to instruct on those kind of things and sort of like give the power over to the group. Josh, you were kind of acting like an ass from what I understand, but, you were provoking him, but there's no rules in the world against acting like an ass. It's just like, it would be cooler if you could just cool off or whatever, and I think you will in the future. You've changed like 1,000,000% since day one. It's incredible. I've never seen somebody change in my entire life that much. And, trying not to act like an ass, but whatever. I act like an ass all the time. There's no rule against it. Just try to cut that response off from being provoked to having to prove to that person that they're wrong. It's so hard to stop that, especially when you're a bright guy. Like, it's nearly impossible to stop that chain of events. But, like, there are defenses to provocation. Like, let's say somebody's provoking you and you can't get out of the situation. Like, you're stuck in a room or they have you held down or whatever. Then that is a defense and you can threaten somebody with violence. The same thing as if they start physically abusing you, then you have every right to threaten them or to move on forward and match with a physical force. But unfortunately, there's no real defense in my mind to what happened. So I would say that you threatened him with violence. I don't like to come up with a sentencing or stuff. The jury's going to speak about how they felt. I came to that conclusion on my own as the acting Tina CC. Now the jury's going to talk. But I really just want to congratulate everybody on this. I know it's never fun to be told you did something, but I think it's amazing that everybody showed up. So, and also, I will sentence you to clean that up because that was ridiculous.
Okay. The main point that the jury wishes to stress is that one's emotional state is not justification for one's actions. Whether your action is to provoke somebody, to yell at somebody, to curse at somebody, or to threaten somebody, just because you're angry doesn't mean that it's inevitable that those things are going to happen or unavoidable, or that there's no other option other than to act in that way. We do really want to commend Aaron on his efforts to initially handle the situation calmly. However, we do believe, based on witnesses, that a threat was substantiated. And so we do find Aaron guilty. As far as sentencing, Aaron is going to go on record as having issued a physical threat. Both parties have to report to Amanda on Monday at whatever time is convenient for 1 hour of anger management. That can be done individually, not collectively. And also on Monday, Aaron, you'll be reporting to Hex and the garden crew at 10 a.m. To help with tilling for an hour. So,
with the crew, not by
yourself. With the crew, not by yourself. So that's what we got. Take your gossip.
And for the future, maybe later today, or I don't know, I think we're pretty spent on all this shit. But we will talk more about some positive repercussions, and this one was just a simple one. You're not going to leave here because of this. So we had to come up with something. We have to set somewhat of an example, and the both of you could have handled it better, so therefore the both of you need to sit down with Amanda and kind of just do it. It's an hour, no big deal. It's more of a pleasure to sit down with Amanda for an hour. So
I'll get cookies.
Okay, I'm there.
So you guys feel like this is fair? It's not too big of a deal?
Yeah, do you have anything to say?
I mean, my biggest thing was just to get that point across. I know I kind of made a joke of it at the very beginning, but the action and the words that were said, I really feel like every one of us, it could have gone any direction. And, regardless of account of history or the way that we've all acted in the past, just like Mike said, the both of us have a history of escalation and arguments and situations. This one particular situation, I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't it was understood. I didn't come at this guy and say anything crazy to him because I'm just a dick, you know, or like I just have anger issues and I was mad, or that I was literally just about to get up and kick his ass, you know, like that wasn't the case. If somebody's in your face, you know, as a natural human response, you think after the fact, I should have walked away, but right then in that action, in the heat of the moment, it's really hard. And I think I handled it very well for the first, you know, however many times he came after me. But after that, you know, I snapped. I mean, I'm not some guy walking around the streets. I'm a soldier. I've been in the military for 10 years. Like, that's my initial response. It's not violence, but it's not having somebody stand, you know, 3 feet away from you, cursing you out, and you're trying to handle the situation.
That sounds like something for anger management.
That's it.
Go ahead, Josh first, and then.
Well, you know, I did get a little excited. I wasn't in his face. I was about 10 feet away, for the record. Everybody knows that. Could I have handled it better?
The record's done being typed, so.
Could I have handled it a little bit better? Yeah. You know, we're all alone here. You know, we have our personal stuff. We purchase it. And I just felt like, why do I write my name on something? I think it's pointless now to write my name on something. So you guys can just go in there and it's free for all, you know. I try to respect other people's stuff. And I expect the same in return. Could I have not yelled at him? Probably, you know, and I went back and said stuff a couple times, sure. The thing is, this guy's threatened me in the past in front of Rob. You know, he's threatened me multiple times. And this is the 3rd time he's threatened me. So, you know, I think the way it's handled is fine. You know, maybe moving forward, things can get a little bit better as far as, like, punishment. I don't know. I mean, digging for an hour it's a joke. But I'm glad the process happened, and we can learn something from it.
I would like to offer another punishment, and it would be yoga and meditation with me.
I'll dig for an hour.
Guys, I think I'll just reiterate quickly that we have changed a lot, and I'm really hoping that the takeaway from this, for me anyway, is that I can continue to change and become a better person, and I hope that's the takeaway. And yeah, so now we have another government meeting. It's like we live in Washington, D.C.
Can we push it back a half an hour so that people can eat lunch?
Yeah.
Just those people on the jury?
Yeah, let's push it back.
What time is it?
It's 12 o'clock, so let's.
It's 1 o'clock.
I mean 1 o'clock.
Because Rob can't read his watch.
1:30.
I can't tell the time.
Bang the gavel. Bang the gavel.
1:30. 1:30.
We'll reconvene at 1:30 by the rocks.
1:30 at the rocks.
It was already supposed to be at 1:30.
All right.